Brothers and sisters in Christ, in all the readings on this Sunday, which are being chosen by our Mother Church, God is calling us to walk with Him, not only by sight, but also with faith. As a Catholic, have you ever wondered why we are always asked to have faith in God? Can we follow God without having faith? Of course, each of us knows that we have to have faith to follow God. But do we? Do we follow God with faith? Do I follow God because I want Him to bless my wealthy life? Or I want His blessing to be smart to make myself beautiful in front of others? Yes, I have faith in God, but my faith is measured by what I can possess. If my possessions are taken away, can I still have faith in Him? In the first reading, God says, I myself will take a sprig from the lofty top of a cedar. I will set it out. I will break off a tender one from the topmost of its young twigs. I myself will plant it on a high and lofty mountain. Prophet Ezekiel tells us that God is the one who can do things surpassing our reason, and His infinite works is not limited by our finite bounds. God doesn't ask Ezekiel to use his reason to understand, but urges him to have faith in God, who can dry up the green tree and make the dry tree flourish. St. Paul in the second reading explains that we should walk to God by faith and not by sight. I don't want to reject all the fact that God constantly shows us His love through faith and vision. For example, we give thanks to God when we enjoy a ray of sunshine, or we break out in tears of happiness when our beloved ones are healed from illness. However, if we only use sight or reason to justify our faith, we need to think about it. Because Jesus in the gospel today proves that sight alone is insufficient. He used the parable of a mustard seed to explain that even though mustard seed is the smallest of all the seeds on earth, but when it grows, it will become the greatest of all trees. So by using that parable, Jesus tells us that our faith should not depend on sight or reason alone. Brothers and sisters, we are living in the world of reason right now. Many only believe in what they can prove or understand. The word faith seems to slowly become extinct because people will not believe if things cannot be reasoned. As a part of the world, we are being caught up into that circle. Our faith in God is being tested. Especially in this time of a pandemic, our sight seems to lead us to denying the presence of God. Innocents are dying from a virus every day. People's lives are being taken away for different reasons. And sadly, only last weekend in London, Ontario, a Muslim family was killed when walking on a sidewalk. They didn't know that was the last time going out for a walk as a family, and they never come home. If we believe that God is present by using our sight or reason, I don't know how to explain to all the terrible things happen in our world. But do we still believe in the presence of God? Yes, we do. We may not understand God's plan for us when the threatening of a pandemic is so terrifying. God may or may not reveal a reason why we are suffering. However, by having faith in Him, we know that He never leaves us alone to endure our suffering. I have a friend who is a doctor, and she decided to leave her comfort behind in the U.S. and go to work in Yemen, where life is being threatened day in and day out. She wanted to use her gift to serve others because she told me that what she has is a gift from God. Without having faith in God when working in Yemen, she doesn't know in whom to entrust her life because it could be taken away at any second. She may save the lives of others, but her life can be gone by tomorrow. Despite all dangers, she still smiles because she has a faith in God. She believes that God invites her to cooperate with His plan. So, my friends, we need to have faith in God to entrust our good time of happiness and suffering. And we should not treat our faith simply as an empty word, but as a living reality. In order to have a healthy living faith, we need to nurture it. And so how? How can we nurture our faith? Well, I suggest to you to go to a place where you can receive the body and the blood of Christ, who saves us from eternal death by His sacrifice. By going to Mass, we directly encounter God when we can listen to His word, touch Him, and taste His love by consuming His body. And I want to repeat this again. By going to Mass, we directly encounter God when we can listen to His word, touch Him, taste His love by consuming His body. Holy Mass is a time that God uses our natural senses, our reason, to strengthen our faith. And we can cry out to God, as St. Thomas did when he touched Jesus and said, "My Lord and my God." In the days ahead, when we are able to go back to church, we may take every opportunity to come to Mass and say to God that, "God, I promise to be true to you in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health. I will love you and honor you all the days of my life."